Warning! If you joy puke your face off, joy puke someone else's face off, find 3 rainbows, find a threesome, spontaneously combust, grow a midget, then this video has rocked your world. 4 out of 3 doctors suggest clicking the like button below.
Hey there, what's going on, guys? My name's Mike, aka MacTac1080. Look at that platinum top 10, baby! But I'm afraid that when it comes to good news, that's probably the only good news you're going to get this video. I'm actually gonna take out my headphones. I'm not watching the gameplay that's in the background. I'm just staring at the audio waves as they come up on Audacity. Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. Things ain't perfect, and you know, it's just me complaining for the sake of complaining. But obviously, I've tried to make gaming a bit of a priority when it comes to my life. I spend a lot of time gaming and such. And, you know, with tests and things coming up for university, I wanted to get my priorities back in check. So, by the time you see this video, I regret to inform you that I will not be on the PlayStation Network. I will not be on PlayStation for at least a fortnight. Maybe more, maybe... well, you know, a fortnight probably at the minimum. Because I have, let's see, I got a 1 test, 2 tests, 3 tests. No, I have a test for every single subject within the next couple of weeks. And I feel as though if I were to try and keep doing this while trying to pay attention to that, it just wouldn't be fair to me and to the future business person that I want to be. Okay, this is really boring. But, you know, so I hope you... I hope you guys understand, and I wanted to do this commentary to address some of the, not issues, but just some of the ideas that have been raised in the comment section below. I'm gonna have a drink now. Now, first of all, there may be a certain person by the name of Fernando A that you guys keep seeing in the comment section. And he's always like, oh, you're never online. Are you online at the same time that I'm online? And this is directed directly, of course. This is directly at you, Fernando A, because it took me a long time to remember exactly who you were. But then I remembered that you were Ball Smash. And to every other subscriber I have will be going, who the heck is Ball Smash? In all honesty, that's a very good question. And I want to explain some things. Because first of all, when it comes to real life, I'm not a shallow person at all. I look like I've been rammed into by an 18-wheeler, so I cannot afford to be shallow. But when it comes to video games, well, I can, because A, I'm good at them, and B, I'm relatively entertaining. So, you know, people want to play with me. It's very rare for me to want to play with other people. And so, directed to you, Mr. Fernando A. Ball Smash, if that is your real name. You had me on your friends list for a very short period of time, if memory serves. And then I deleted you, because this is the same test that you did not pass, that any friend who is no longer on my friends list does not pass. It is, I'm not going to call it the friendship test, because that's just gay. But it's quite simple. If I look at your name on the PSN, because normally, you know, I could have like 20 friends online or something, and I say, crap, there's a whole bunch of friends, I've got to go through and get rid of some of them. So if I take a look at your name, and I say, right, your name is blah, and I look at your name and I can't instantly think of A, a video that you've been in, and B, of, you know, what we play, of what you do that makes you stand out to me, then, quite frankly, I'm just gonna delete you. Because, you know, you don't go above and beyond, you know, you just exist. You're not playing games with me regularly, you're not, we had one thing, wow. You know, we had a one-time fling, you need to let it go, people. But, you know, so honestly, I have a very high friend, you know, if someone adds me, odds on I will add them back. But, if I look at them and I say, look, I added you once and we've never played since then, you're gone. You are the weakest link, goodbye. But I just thought I wanted to clear that up because it'd been a niggling thing and I didn't want, and you know, the other guy that comments, Dat Husky TV, who is, I think it's Husky something, but then his other account is Piercing Point. This is another thing. In order to be a friend of mine, you cannot be a squeaker. Some of you might ask what a squeaker is. You cannot sound like you're a prepubescent girl. While it works out great for the, the reactions of the week episode that I did, that's fine. I'm not going to put up with for the hour and a half that it'll do for a 30-second, 1-minute video. Okay? It's quite simple. Cost versus benefit. Cost of having 2 drills in either ear for the benefit of a 30-second video, which gets 20 views. By the way, thank you very much for all the... I think it's almost close to 60 people that watched my TDM trolling episode 1 with Black Box Ninja, and I swear Beans was in there as well. But thank you very much for watching. The views have been a little wavy up and down. Of course, I would have encouraged you to watch all the videos that I'm going to upload, but this is another thing that I wanted to get into. Obviously, I'm not going to be on my PlayStation for at least a fortnight, probably longer. So, the uploads that I'm going to be giving you guys are going to be obviously pre-recorded. Now, I don't want to say that I'm lucky, but I have a God of War walkthrough, at least another 10 to 12-ish parts that I can upload, and then I have the remainder of my Road to Commander that I did an awfully long time ago, which will also be uploaded. And I still have a few projects in there that are still good. Like I have another 2 TDM trollings. And some of you might begin to think that the end is nigh. The end is nigh for MacTech 1080 and his existence on the YouTubers. Well, that just ain't true. That just ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Goddamn, goddamn. That's just not true. Because I still love playing video games, and I'm still going to keep doing it, because let's face it, I have no friends. Oh, what? Who said that? I did. But I will be back. Okay, and this is my solemn vow to all the 49 subscribers, to all of you. I will be back. And I will be back with a vengeance. And some of you might ask, what does that mean? Are you going to shave off your head and say, yippee-ki-yay, mother trucker? No. But I have a new intro that I finished work on, I'm going to say maybe 3 or 4 days ago. And I've got some other things in the works, but I'm just not feeling it at the moment. If I was getting grade A content every day, if the all-star players that I play with played at the exact same time that I did, that would be some sort of Christmas miracle, and obviously be like, mid-semester test, screw that, Call of Duty. But I'm just not clicking. The gameplay that you'll see in the background is me going, I think the end score was like 51-21 or something. And the people that I was up against, they're like, oh, you're shit. And I was up against a chick as well, that hectic girl that keeps sniping me. They were like, oh, Mech Attack. Like, I think after the game where I stopped recording, they're like, Mech Attack, do you even lift? I'm like, if you'll excuse me now, I actually have to go and do something with my life. Which technically is recording a video, so yeah, I don't want to get involved in the semantics. But Call of Duty and I just ain't clicking. People are shooting down my UAVs and counters, and I'm playing with shit teammates. I go 6-27. I just need to have a break, and I think it'll let me come back. I'll be fresh. I'll be past the tests. I'll be happy, and I'll want to make better quality videos for you guys, which is exactly what I'll do in future. And one of the other things, this is probably drawing towards the end of the video, one of the other things I wanted to address is that some of you are always like, oh, Mac, you never play. This is directed at you, Mr. Mitchell H, a.k.a. Monsieur Trolleur. If you want to play with me, and you see that I'm online, invite me. It's not a trick question. This is the thing. I can get gameplay on my own. I don't really prefer to. I mean, if I was going to go for streaks or something with a sniper, I'd want to get Defin or Shadow or Black Box or, somebody relatively try-hard so we could push into the spawn. If I was going for something trolling, of course, I'd want any of you, so long as you're good at stirring up shiitake mushrooms. But, if you're just on your own, and you invite me before anyone else, odds on, I'll at least see what the state of the nation is. Because quite a few of the friends I have on my friends list now will be playing League Play because the new season's just started. They'll be doing this, that, and the other, and, just send me an invite. It's not... I'm not the one who has an obligation to play with you guys. If you want to play with me, then frickin' play with me. Just invite me. You won't know what's gonna happen until you invite me. But I'm just dragging on about things now, guys. If we alt-tab, how long's the game played? Somewhere in the vicinity of 12 minutes. So I have more time if I want it. Yeah, so regarding the future sort of games-wise, I'm still going to keep uploading once I get back on, and we'll still try and continue. God of War Ascension's done this weird thing where I get to a door and I try and button mash to open it. The camera goes through the wall and then the game breaks, which really isn't good. But we're in April. When it gets to May, my new purchase will be arriving, which is Grid 2. If none of you know what that game is, you should honestly check it out. It's a car racing game, but it's not a simulator. It's just a whole bunch of fun. It doesn't have the biggest car list in the world, which is kind of surprising because the first one did. But
oh my god,
you know, the first one was just so much fun, and the second one just looks like a massive cinematic improvement. And we just gotta wait and see what happens with the gameplay. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. I'm probably gonna wrap it up now. So you won't see me for at least a couple of weeks. If I'm lucky, you know, I might have a stored up gameplay or two. I know I've got one with, you know, Tits, Benji, Crouchy Dog. I think maybe Shadow's in there. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I think Shadow's in there. You know, a COD with Friends episode that I edited and put on my hard drive, but I don't think I uploaded it. So, you know, you'll have that to look forward to. But other than that, my name's Mike, aka MacTac1080. I just hope you understand, guys, and I will see you when I see you. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.
Yeah. Hey everybody.